guys, so let's get into it. I love this idea. Couple different things. We have now featured this for the third season in a row. The first year it sold out. Last year it actually sold out early. And this year we brought in a brand new color. This is now the most advanced design that we've ever offered. And we just have a super, super price. It's all about safe, silent, and simple way to get rid of the bitey things. In fact, it gets rid of 14 flying things, which is amazing, including the nasty mosquitoes that ruin our outdoor experience. So here's kind of the scoop. We have two different sizes. We have the 1 acre size in front, and we have the ½ acre. The ½ acre is the most popular. Here are the color options. We start on this end, and we have black. Then we go to bronze. Then this is the brand new forest green. I think it's gorgeous. It's almost a little pearlized. I have 500 left in the ½ acre, but here's the scoop. If you want the big guy in the 1 acre, we're down to the last 60 for the rest of the entire day. This will sell out in this hour. So if you want the big 1 acre in the new forest green, I would recommend ordering it right now. Do not wait. I would also get this one. This isn't gonna make it all day either. Then we have stone, second most popular. And then finally we have graphite here at the end, which is a really beautiful kind of silvery gray. What makes this so awesome is it effectively and safely, without any chemicals, no harsh stuff to spread on your skin, no candles to light, is gonna be able to reduce the amount of those bitey things that really ruin that perfect afternoon or evening in your yard. Joining me, Pete, is he ready to go? All right, let's say hi to Peter. He's joining us once again. Pete, let's jump into this. Obviously, it's been a huge hit again, but we can all relate to it. You know, we get so excited to finally go outside and enjoy our outdoor space, and it's ruined because we're getting bit up by mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah, and I'm the one in our family, Suzanne, that gets bit the worst. But that's been significantly reduced since using the DynaTrap. And here's what's so cool about the DynaTrap. When DynaTrap can take amazing technology and then make it so easy for you to enjoy being outside and not have to worry about swatting away and getting bit by all those mosquitoes and no-see-ums and gnats. All of those are taken care of with this DynaTrap. And it's so great how they're doing it. It makes it easy. You're going to be able to take care of your mosquito problem, or your gnats, or whatever they are, 24 hours a day without having to do any maintenance, without having to go out there and constantly add things, buy things. This technology is so cool. So, Suzanne, maybe I'll tell everyone and show everyone how that works and why this is different and why this technology makes so much sense when you hear about it. What we're doing with the DynaTrap is we're not zapping. We're going to be trapping those 14 flying insects that you talked about. And how we're doing that starts right here with that UV LED bulb. This is a scientifically designed, that color temperature. That's what brings in those biting insects. This attracts more bugs. It lasts longer than ever. I mean, this, to me, is maybe the biggest part of their technology that they've developed. So this will run 27 continuous months, drawing in those insects before it needs to be replaced. And I know we talked about that earlier, Suzanne. If you live in Florida, you might be running yours all the time. If you live up north, you're only doing it in the summer, warmer months. So this could last 4 seasons or more for you in those climates. So drawing them in with that light, but then we're also, because of the heat that's produced, we are going to be producing carbon dioxide. That's just like our breath, drawing those mosquitoes in again. And then when they get too close, they are going to be drawn in with this fan, and they are going to remain in that collection basket until they expire. And you're going to have less insects in your yard. It really is a super way to enjoy your summer and not have to worry about those insects.
Well, and I love this too. Even when we first launched this, when it sold out 3 years ago, we didn't have this extra study. And I think this is so important to show the study information, Pete, because they had, the University of Nebraska did an independent, remember this is an independent study, and look at the results here. Because a lot of times you get to say, oh, is it gonna really work? Within 7 days, well, 6 days on the 1 acre, they trapped almost 3,000 flying insects. So it's not like it takes all summer to finally see something happen. You're gonna notice very, very quickly that the amount of mosquitoes are starting to reduce, because you'll find them. They'll be down in that little collector basket. And that's what we want too. We absolutely love it when it finally, the flowers come out and the leaves start coming out and the things are blooming. We're like, yes, I can finally, after a long winter, go outside and enjoy. It's my patio, my deck, maybe you got a great big yard, whatever it is, and yet you get out there and you get completely eaten up by mosquitoes. It ruins the fun. And then all night long you're scratching and you're itching, and for days you're trying to put lotion on. Why do we go through all that when we've got the solution here? And we give you 30 days to make sure you love it. I think that's important. It's not like you get it at home and like, oh, what is it gonna really work? I gotta hurry up and return it. You have 30 days to put this outside, plug it in, and then forget about it. And watch the amount of those flying, biting critters be reduced. And what's neat about it, Pete, is once you start getting a lot of those female mosquitoes, they're not allowed to hatch the hundreds and hundreds and thousands of eggs that they're gonna hatch over a season.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have mosquitoes and biting insects, many of the mosquitoes, they don't travel very far. They stay in your yard. The biting ones are the females. They are the ones that are going to be breeding. So if you can start trapping those female mosquitoes, you're reducing not only the population in your yard, but the potential for more breeding and more mosquitoes. And I can show you my example of mosquitoes and bugs. Now, this is just under a year. And I mean, if that doesn't look like a lot to you, I'm telling you, they are so tiny. They turn to dust. It's thousands and thousands of mosquitoes and other bugs in here. And that's what you can expect. And
Hey,
again,
Pete,
if you're talking about 30 days, yeah.
I do have a question. Do you pull that out when people come over for like a party? Just as a little party thing, like, hey, that is such a bad question. He is stunned by my question. Can you imagine how creepy that would be? He's like, hey, you wanna see all my bugs? Like, where does Pete store all of those millions of bugs? But that was about a year for Pete. And remember, Pete's is running 12 months out of the year down here in Florida. Mostly it's warm enough to have bugs all year long. Obviously they're worse. But how many of you have it? You've got the drainage ditch that has all the bugs. You got a whole bunch of trees. You live near a lake. You're just in a city, I don't know, and there's mosquitoes everywhere. They're just everywhere. You know something that's also really interesting? Mosquitoes do not fly far from where they hatch. They basically stick around your house. They don't go like miles away. Once they're hatched, they stay in the same vicinity. And so that's what's awesome about this, because it very quickly and very quietly just traps those mosquitoes. The other thing is, how many of you have spent a fortune over the years with other methods, i.e. the candles, okay? Do they really work? No. All right, how many of you put up the one that zaps the bugs and you literally hear them being fried in the bug trapper? Boy, that's a party downer. When you can see a bug getting fried, that's just not a fun thing. This is quiet. It literally traps them inside and then they eventually just pass. So it's at least a gentler way to be able to get rid of those annoying bugs. Pete, I'm sorry I shocked you with the question.
I know, it shocked Skype. It froze up on me, but we're back. Hey, I wanted to show everyone how that fan works, how we're drawing those bugs in. So I've got a little bit of some dry ice, and you can see that smoke coming off that pitcher, and you can see it draws it right in there. So we draw them in with that UV bulb, that LED bulb, and it just sucks them down in there. And then in that collection basket is where they remain. They are going to stay trapped in there. And here's what's so cool about it. So the technology is great, drawing them in. But now, when we start to talk about how we use it, like how we position this, it makes total sense. So we're drawing in all those biting insects. But what you want to do is keep this 20 to 30 feet away from where you're going to be enjoying your outdoor space. You want to do it about 3 to 6 feet off the ground. That's kind of the fly zone for those mosquitoes. So you're drawing them away from where you're having a great time, and then you're trapping those insects. You're reducing that population in your yard, and it allows you to have that great time outside. And then really the important piece to this whole thing is plug it in. You're going to leave it on 24 hours a day. That's the best thing about this. You mentioned the sprays and the candles and maybe the tiki torches and all those different things. You have to prepare for that. Hey, we're going to go outside. Let's spray up or light those things. Here, when you're sleeping, on a Wednesday night waiting for the weekend, we're trapping mosquitoes. When you're at work, waiting for that weekend, we're trapping mosquitoes. So it's such a fantastic way to get that done and never have to think about it. You don't have to go outside and do anything to update it, spend more money. Just there's no messing around. You turn it on and let it work. And you mentioned that 30-day money back, return policy. You'll have hundreds of mosquitoes, if not thousands, in those 30 days.
Right, and you know what? The proof will be there, and we know that. We feel
Right.
so confident about that. This is the third year in a row that we're offering. Something else I think super important to remember is we're only doing this today for the rest of the whole summer season. So you've got one day to get our best foot forward, and I think this is important because I know y'all love to go check out, and I do, I understand, you're gonna shop around. No one has a better offer. We haven't found a better offer than what we're offering you tonight. This is 100% exclusive. It's DynaTrap's most popular model. It's the most versatile. It's the most advanced model. It's got the longest bulb life that they've ever offered. And remember, this is 27 months of continuous use. That potentially could be year after year after year, summer after summer after summer, before you're gonna have to change the bulb. And here's the best part. We have the extra bulbs available, and you're thinking, that's where they're gonna get me. Finally, 4 years from now, I'm gonna have to finally change that bulb, and it's gonna cost me $79. No. Actually, the half acre is $14.99, and the 1 acre is actually $19.99. And we've sold hundreds already. And I like it to get it because obviously you're gonna forget about getting the bulb 4 summers from now when you finally have to replace it or whenever it is. So if you have it already, you put it up on a shelf, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, when I gotta replace it, I actually have the bulb, but it doesn't cost a fortune for that replacement bulb. One other thing I wanna show you back here is I love when you saw in the background, Pete's got his hung on this shepherd's hook, and I think it looks so pretty that way. A lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna have to put this right on my picnic table or my table out in the backyard for it to work, because we're so used to having to put candles right near us or having to put something else near us to get rid of the bugs, and it only works in the little surrounding space. This you actually put about 20 feet away from you and let it do its job, and it's covering a half an acre, which is pretty impressive. The cord on it, by the way, is 10 feet, and yes, you can plug in an outdoor extension cord if you really do want to put it maybe towards the back of your property. Something we forgot last hour too, think about barns, think about garages. Now I gotta mention this. My director tonight is Charlie. He's working with me, and he told me before we went on the air, he has his in his garage because he just gets a whole lot of moths in here. And he says, man, he turns it on, he goes to bed at night, next morning, all the moths are gone. So you might want to think about it for some different circumstances than maybe just your yard, because I wanted to share those couple extra stories with you. But this is your opportunity tonight to be able to get rid of the issue for years to come and finally reclaim that outdoor space. Because Pete, we know, a lot of people spend a lot of money on beautiful furniture, or they just have a lawn chair and they just want to go out and have a beer on a Friday evening, but they're chased inside because they're getting eaten up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always, maybe one person out of the family who really, suffers the worst when it comes to those biting insects. Make sure we get that for that person in your family so everyone can enjoy being outside. And I think you're right, Suzanne. Maybe this year more than any other, or going into last year, we've spent a lot of time taking care of our home space and making it perfect and looking great. And now the opportunity to go outside is there, but you want to make sure you can enjoy it. So this is going to help with that, absolutely. All you have to do is choose the color, which is really fun. But then, Suzanne, I wanted to talk a little bit about whether you should get a half acre or that full acre. So obviously you could just go by size. So if you have a balcony or a small patio and you want to be able to make sure you're taking care of those mosquitoes and those biting insects, that half acre is going to be perfect. You also have the ability to use the bracket so you can hang that as well, which is really nice. But in my backyard, I have the full acre, and I don't have an acre of property back here, but I know that I have a really serious problem with these mosquitoes. We have all the drainage ditches around here. There's a lot of standing water, so we're fighting a big battle. So this one just makes sense for us to have that full acre. Now, if you wanted to protect yourself in the front and the back, I might suggest a half acre in the back and a half acre in the front instead of the full acre, because your house kind of will block the effectiveness of just one unit. So get one in the front and one in the back. But that's a great way to kind of decide which one works for you. If you want the big guy and you really want to fight that battle, it's great, even if you have less than a full acre. But if you have a small space, and maybe this just fits the best, it's going to work the exact same way, and you're going to love it 24 hours a day. I think that's the most important thing. It's working while you're sleeping, and we don't ever have to prepare to go outside and enjoy our space. You're going to love it. It works. You'll see the proof immediately in there. All those biting insects, it's going to attract and trap, and you're going to have a great, great summer, Suzanne.
And just a little heads up, if you want the 1 acre that he was just mentioning in the forest green, there are 40 left. This will be sold out before the morning. So if you're getting this guy and it's a brand new color, this is going to be gone by the morning. Something else to note too, when we first launched the DynaTrap 3 years ago, and I've done it almost every year, it was, I gotta be honest with you, it was pretty ugly. It was really like kind of utilitarian looking. And I love that they went back. They've now curved the top to give it this beautiful design. They've also done this lattice work bottom that now elevates it into something you'd want to show in your yard. You don't mind this hanging around. And also you can hear it's whisper quiet. I have all 5 of the half acre running right now. And you might be able to hear it. It's a little hum. It's not a loud motor. Like if you only had 1, you're not gonna hear it all. It just happens to have all 5 beside me. But it's just this little teeny hum, and it absolutely will not disturb you. It won't ruin the music or your party, or if you're watching football on your outdoor TV or whatever it might be. Also, I want to show you what Pete was showing you. What it looks like is if you set it on a table, that's fine. It's really pretty all the way around. If you want to attach this to a fence or to a wall, you screw this into the wall, and then this slides in there and locks in place, but you can remove it if you want to take it somewhere else or you want to put it in a different position. So I love, that's another upgrade that they didn't have in that original model. So it looks better, it lasts longer, it performs better than ever before, and we have all these delicious colors to choose from. One other quick note, because Pete and I have been together for a long time selling the solar lights that we love so much. These, if you have the black, the bronze, or I'm gonna recommend if you have our stainless steel solar lights, go for the graphite. They're gonna match perfectly. So if you're like me and you want it all to look pretty and very, very coordinated, because it really is a lovely, pretty design. It almost looks like an old-fashioned lamp, really. Then I will let you know that these are gonna work back to your solar lights that you bought from us in years past. I know there's more to do, Pete. I love it when you're taking a break like this, because that's what we wanna do. We wanna use our outdoor space and be happy and have a great time.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to do my best to show you, what relaxing outdoors looks like and how this works, again, with your DynaTrap. And you made a couple of great points about how quiet it is. Now, I know we mentioned it last hour. Imagine if that was the old-fashioned zapping, and you're sitting here and that's all you're hearing is that crazy zapping noise. With the DynaTrap, I don't hear anything. It's 20 feet away. I don't hear anything. It's drawing in those mosquitoes away from the area we're trying to enjoy, and you're not going to have to worry about that. There's no odors. There's no pesticides. There's virtually no noise. From here, there's no way I could hear that. I mean, I hear more of just the frogs and the noise here out just being outdoors. So it's just a fantastic way to enjoy being out here, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything tomorrow, next week, or even next month. Let it run 24 hours a day. And Suzanne, think about this. With that full acre, less than 8 cents a day to run, and with the half acre is under 3 cents a day. So you can feel great just running it 24 hours a day and really just collecting those biting insects, reducing that population, and really beginning to enjoy being outside. Maybe every single evening, maybe all day on the weekends, and not have to worry about the bug population in your yard. It really is the best way to take care of those biting insects, and it's so simple.
Well, and I think you made such a good point too earlier. You don't have to pre-prep anything. Like, let's say you're gonna have the whole gang over and you're gonna have a big barbecue, people are gonna swim in the pool or hang out in your patio, you guys are gonna have a great time, and then you don't want everybody to be eaten up by mosquitoes. So what's the problem? You've got to put candles out, or the tiki with the liquid stuff, or you've got, my husband, he has bought every different contraption to get rid of mosquitoes.
That's
he had
me.
this weird thing that was this handheld thing, and you had to slip this cartridge thing inside it, and then you had to look inside it and see if it was lit somehow. And I swear to you, I don't think it did diddly squat. It was just a waste of money. And you had to keep buying those cartridges all the time to be able to use it. And it's super ugly. They're just one of the, I just hated them. I just didn't like them because, if you're having people over, you want everything to look nice and pretty, then you got this big ugly thing that doesn't really work. These are gorgeous. You put them away, you put them over to the side, plug them in, and then you sit back and enjoy your space. You know, like I said earlier, there's nothing worse of coming out of a really harsh, long winter when you've been trapped inside, and all you want to do now is have a great cup of coffee in the morning, and maybe you're sitting out on your patio or your deck or your balcony, and you're getting eaten up by mosquitoes. And then the reverse is, it's the end of a long week, and all you want to do on a Friday evening is to sit down, have some dinner outside, have a nice little cocktail, and you're chased back indoors because you're being eaten up by the bitey bugs. Why do we do that? Right at the time we want to enjoy our space, why not make it the best space possible? And this is going to allow you to really recapture your outdoor space and get rid of the mosquitoes, the flies, the wasps, the hornets, stink bug, moths, and even other insects that they've proven that it's going to work on. And I do want to show that study again, because if you're concerned saying, well, I'm not going to see results fast enough, I want you to see this is an independent study from the University of Nebraska. Pete, this impressed the heck out of me. The 1 acre, almost 3,000 insects were collected inside here in about 6 days. That's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, and I think it's nice. I mean, you can try that as well. You know you're getting bit by mosquitoes maybe today. So you can get this home in a few days. You can put it out there, and the first overnight that you leave it out there doing its thing, it's going to collect those biting insects. So you'll have that proof almost immediately, and then maybe test it for yourself those 7 days. Imagine what you could collect in 7 days. And I think all of us know how bad our own mosquito problem is. Some people not so bad, but if you're like me, I get bit the most, and I know that my yard is just a haven for these mosquitoes. And if I didn't have DynaTrap here, I would not be enjoying myself out here. And think about the times we want to start eating outside. And we talked about last hour, if you're really into grilling outside and using your barbecue, maybe you want to have your barbecue right here, 20 feet away, have that DynaTrap drawing all those mosquitoes and bugs from where you're going to cook, from where you're going to eat, and you're going to spend more time outside. It really makes it simple. And I'm laughing about the stories you're talking about your husband. Do you know how many things that I've done, Suzanne, to try to get rid of the mosquitoes before DynaTrap? I had the thing where you had to change a propane tank all the time.
Oh, man.
Then I had a guy come, and he was fogging the whole backyard. I thought it worked, and then after that, nothing happened. I was getting bit constantly. So I've tried them all. I've spent the money again and again, weekly, monthly, and this has proven itself to be the easiest thing. You don't have to remember anything, and it works while you're sleeping. It works while you're at work. It works while you're relaxing, while you're enjoying your summer. It's trapping mosquitoes. I love it.
And you also have to remember it's cumulative. So, you know, you've got all those females laying all those eggs. Once they start capturing the females, you're going to see less and less and less of the mosquitoes and the bugs that bite as you're using it day after day, night after night, 24/7. To me, it just makes total sense. And we make it easy. So tonight, here's what we're doing. You've got a one-day price. It's the best value anywhere. No one has a better deal on this than we do. You also have 5 flex pays. So you can get the half-acre home for around $16. And the big 1 acre for about $26. So that's super, because you're going to get the 5 flex. You spray your payments out over 5 months. It arrives right away. At the end of the summer, you're still paying it off and you're done. And you've been able to really have a great summer season out in your space. But you got to get it today. That's the key. It's the only time this entire year we will offer the DynaTrap as our today's special. If we have any left, unfortunately, I don't think we will, but if we do, at midnight, it's going to go back up to the full price. So right now, you're getting our best foot forward. Also, grab our HSN card. If you don't have it yet, the first item you buy this weekend using that card, you're going to get $40 off. So that means your DynaTrap half acre is going to be around $29, which is crazy good. And then you get all the benefits, a lot we don't talk about on the air, behind the card, but you want to get it this weekend because normally it's only $10 off, and it's the best we do is $40, and we're offering that deal just for this weekend alone, as well as 5 flex on everything all weekend to get you ready, set, and started for the summer. All right, once again, if you're getting the forest green in that 1 acre, we are down to 35 left. You will not see this later on today because this show repeats itself a couple of times tonight. This will be completely gone. It'll probably sell out before the hour's done. Do not wait on the 1 acre any longer. If you want the half acre in the forest green, we're down to 450. That is going to sell out by this morning. So it might make 1 or 2 more airings, and then this one's going to be completely gone as well. Here are your other colors. And then what happens? People rush for the other colors. I think the black is beautiful. If you have black shutters, if you have wrought iron in your home, I think it also almost disappears disappears. Think about this with the black. If you see a black fence in a front yard, it almost seems like it disappears. If you see a white fence, you notice, oh, what a pretty white fence. So if you want something to me that almost becomes invisible in your yard, I would 100% go for the black. The next one's gonna be the bronze. Again, that's a very popular home decor color. We talked about the brand new forest green. This is stone. This is the second most popular color, and I think it's perfect. And then we have graphite, which is a gorgeous, almost like platinum gray color. So there are your options. 5 flex, lowest price will do all season long, best value for DynaTrap anywhere you shop for it. No one has a better value than we're showing you tonight. And it's easy, you plug it in, Pete, and then you get to forget about it. And that's what I like. You know, one thing we didn't talk about this hour though is, how many of you resort to chemicals? All right, we're gonna go outside, everybody take the spray. And we all know, Pete,
right.
that spray is so harmful. For children, oh my God, nobody should be spraying that stuff on their skin.
Yeah, exactly. No spraying those chemicals on you. No spraying chemicals and pesticides in the yard. This is going to do it without all that. You talked about it being safe, silent, and simple. It's all about that attract the glow UV LED bulb that's been developed to attract more insects, 14 different flying insects, and last longer, up to 27 continuous months of use. So we're going to draw them in. We're also going to be able, with this titanium plate, produce carbon dioxide, which also starts to bring in those mosquitoes, just like when our breath brings them close to us. And then I'll try to show you with this smoke, the fan is going to then draw those mosquitoes down into that collection basket. I'm running a little low on smoke here. There you go. You can see it drawing it in. That's what's so important. Trapping, we're not zapping, and now we don't have to worry about them. But that bulb is amazing. That's what attracts them. That's what's going to trap them, and you're not going to have to do anything. You know what, Suzanne? I want to show everyone this because I talk about how you don't have to do anything. I'll flip this off, and I'm going to open this up, and I want you to see on the full acre how big this collection basket is. So I take that off, and you'll see that there's kind of a one-way flap there. Mosquitoes and bugs go in, but they don't go back out. But I'll open that up. Look, and we have some in there.
Oh, that's
but this
funny.
is how huge that is. So you're not going to have to empty this on a weekly basis or even a monthly basis. I think you could probably go the entire summer and not even have to empty this. When it's time to empty, you just flip it over and dump them in the trash, and you're set to go. But it absolutely is the easiest way to control that biting insect population in your yard. You're going to love it because you're going to do nothing but enjoy. That's it. Spend your time enjoying the outside.
Pete,
I
love it. Did you see how many mosquitoes actually flew out of that basket?
Right, so you would normally not
already
do that.
It's been but it's already shown. Just sitting there for a couple of, like not even 2 hours, it's already collecting a whole bunch of mosquitoes. He just released them, but you can see it's actually working.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. So when you put this on, you're just going to twist it, and it locks into place. So again, it's super easy to do. But what I like about this most of all is you're not doing this on a weekly basis. You're doing almost, I mean, you're not doing anything. You're not spending that money. You're not having to go out there and maintain this. I went through all the maintaining ways to control that population of those mosquitoes, and they don't work anywhere near as well as this. And then you never worry about it. 24 hours a day, reducing that biting population, making sure that you can enjoy the outdoors. I mean, DynaTrap has nailed the technology. They've nailed this, that we're not, you know, I was doing a lot of studying up on some of these other methods. You know what's so odd when you hear about what DynaTrap's doing compared to those? We're not trying to repel mosquitoes away from where we are, where they have to get close to us, bother us, and then try to repel them. We're going to draw them away and trap those mosquitoes. It just makes sense. You've got to try it and really enjoy your outdoors.
And again, if you're concerned, you're saying, oh, I bet I'm gonna have to replace that bulb every month. No, it's rated to last up to 27 months of continuous use. So if you're up north and you're only using it 3 or 4 months during the summertime, you've got literally years before you need to replace the bulb. If you're here in Florida and maybe you're using it 9 months out of the year, obviously you've got at least a couple of seasons to be able to use it in a couple of years before you're gonna have to replace the bulb. And then you say, oh, I know, it's gonna be the bulb. When I finally got to replace the bulb, it's going to cost $79. That's what you think, because it's pretty high tech, right? It's not. Our replacement bulbs are available right now for the 1 acre are $20, and our replacement bulb for the half acre is $15. So, and again, they have 5 flex tonight, which we've never had on that. So get the replacement bulbs now, so when you do need them in a couple of years, you don't have to go, oh man, where do I get the DynaTrap bulbs? You know you got it up on that shelf. Maybe maybe in the garage, and you know when you finally have to replace it after years of getting rid of those icky bugs and those bitey things, that you'll have the bulb available. And again, we've got it tonight, although I have a lot less bulbs than I do of the main unit. So what are we talking about? Having and reclaiming your outdoor space. If you've got the bugs or the bites or the stingies, it's gonna be able to trap them, and it's a humane way to do it. We've even tried one of those electric ones. There's nothing like setting the mood for a great cookout or a great outdoor party than hearing bugs being fried. I mean, it's just, or seeing it, and they're all like on fire. It is just the worst, and it's so loud. We got rid of that years ago, and my husband's tried everything, because there's a lot of mosquitoes down here, a lot of bitey stuff. This is gonna work for you. And you know what? You have 30 days to prove it. That's what I love. You know, you don't have to send it back in 14 days or a week. Hey, you know what? We even make it easy to return it. But get it at home tonight when it's our best offer, the lowest price we've ever offered. We've got the most advanced model. It's the best looking one we've ever offered. We've got all colors, including a brand new one. And you've got 30 days to really prove it. Go home and test it for yourself. You're gonna see in 24 hours, there's a bunch of little bugs down there. Imagine in 7 days. That University of Nebraska independent test showed in 6 days, the 1 acre collected almost 3,000 bugs, flying insects. That's 3,000 opportunities to be bit, right? They're collected. Now imagine 30 days from now what that number's gonna be. And I think you're gonna be wowed. I think you're absolutely gonna be blown away about how effective it is. Okay, just one last update too. If you want the 1 acre in the brand new forest green, we have 12 left. Oh yeah, this is gonna be sold out. You'll hear me sell this out before our hour's done, so don't wait. If you want the brand new forest green in the half acre, I have about 390 left for the rest of the day. I mean, this is clearly gonna be gone by morning. It won't even make noon at lunchtime. If you want the half acre, I absolutely wouldn't wait on, don't wait on the 1 acre at all, but don't wait too much longer if you wanna get the half acre in the forest green. All right, I'm gonna let Pete go for now. I got a couple more items to show you. Pete, always good to have you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna take a real quick break, but coming back, we have a stunning brand new water